Hello everyone, hope you're all doing very well. It's Charlie here again, Richard's friend, and he has asked me to do a video today regards to Ipswich. It's not been announced yet, but looking very likely their new signing Kalvin Phillips on a season-long loan from Man City. And seeing as I'm a Leeds fan, which, let's be honest, isn't a very positive experience right now, I'm going to give you my opinions on the signing. I think the first thing I would say to all Ipswich fans, and 99% of fans I've seen on Twitter, or X should I call it, have said that it's a great signing. I'd absolutely agree with that. Really, really good bit of business from Ipswich. If they can get him anywhere near the player that played for England in the Euros before the last one, and the same Kalvin Phillips that played for Leeds in the Premier League and the promotion season, they've got a hell of a player on their hands, and a player that I think Ipswich need as well. Having spoke to Richard a fair bit about Ipswich's upcoming season in the Premier League, I feel like they needed a player like Kalvin Phillips to play alongside Morty. So yeah, great bit of business. So it all started for Phillips back in 2015, where he made his Leeds debut. Back then, he was very much an 8/10. Very, very highly rated in the academy. Came through with the likes of Lewis Cook, Sam Byram, Charlie Taylor, who have all had decent Premier League careers. I think it's fair to say, though, that Phillips, out of all of them, has had the best career as of yet. But it's fair to say Leeds fans did rate Phillips, but I don't think anyone could have ever dreamt that he'd reached the level that he has. And that all changed back in 2018 when Bielsa came in. There was rumours at the time that Phillips wasn't gonna make it under Bielsa, that he'd be moved on. But Bielsa transformed Phillips from that 8/10 to a 6, a holding midfielder, and he hasn't looked back in terms of that position since. Very much the main player in the Leeds team that got promoted. If Phillips didn't play well, that Leeds team wouldn't play well, and that's because he played such an important role in a system which is fairly similar to what McKenna's doing at Ipswich. So Phillips' main strengths would be dropping in between the back two centre backs, and his vision with the ball, playing long diagonals, starting attacks, was really what made Phillips such an important player for Leeds. So obviously made the move to City, which it's fair to say hasn't worked out. A fair few factors for why. Obviously, it's like going to City when you've got Rodri, who's probably the best CDM in the world right now. Was always going to make it difficult for him to break into the 11. Also, he's had a fair few injuries, which he has a history of. Phillips has had a fair few injuries, even at his time at Leeds. But that hasn't helped him at City. And also, an issue that he also had at Leeds was his weight. And obviously, under a top manager like Pep, he's not going to accept any player not meeting the right requirements physically for his system and for his team. So I'd say they're quite big factors as to why it hasn't worked out at City for Phillips. But also, there's no coincidence, he was England's player of the Euros back in 2021. So for Ipswich to get a player that, he's only 28, so you'd say he's probably at the peak of his career now. It's a really good signing, and you've obviously got a player there, a full England international with previous Premier League experience, which is quite limited in that Ipswich side. A really, really good signing, in my opinion. And the fact that having seen reports saying that City are paying the vast majority of his wages as well, it's a no-brainer for me. So I think this is a really, really important signing for Ipswich. And as I said to Rich earlier, I had you boys down as potentially struggling this year, but I think the signing of Phillips completely changed my opinion there. And I think with him and a couple more signings, you guys are going to be absolutely fine. So yeah, for me, massive tick in the box, because Kalvin Phillips is a very, very good player, and hopefully, obviously, because I've still got a lot of respect for Kalvin as well, you know, being a Leeds lad and that, hopefully he can kickstart his career again, and he's going to have no better opportunity as to playing every week at Ipswich under a very, very good manager in a system where he's thrived previously. So for me, that is a great signing, and hopefully he'll be enough for you boys to stay up.